Digimon is often remembered as part of the late 1990s monster battle boom, but its origin is different from what many people assume. Before the anime, before the PlayStation games, and before modern card game, Digimon began as a Bandai virtual pet. In 1997, Bandai launched Digital Monster, a handheld device built around raising, training, evolving, and battling a digital creature. That battle-focused twist separated it from Tamagotchi and became the foundation of the franchise. The anime explosion came in 1999 with Digimon Adventure produced by Toei Animation. The series ran in Japan from March 1999 to March 2000. It introduced many of the characters in Digimon that still define the brand, from Agumon, Gabumon, Greymon, Metal Greymon, War Greymon, all the way to the Digi-destined children. Unlike Pokemon, which focused heavily on catching many creatures, Digimon leaned into partner bonds, temporary evolutions, danger, and very emotional story arcs. At the time, however, there was a massive battlefield. Digimon was competing in a crowded field filled with Pokemon, which was already a giant, but also Monster Rancher, Metabots, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, and some other collectible battle franchises. They were all fighting for the kids' attention. Digimon stood out because it was not only about collecting, it was about raising a partner and watching it transform. The games that were released followed a strange but memorable path. Early Digimon games included virtual pet-style simulations, the original Digimon World on PlayStation, card battle games, fighting games, racing games, and later even Nintendo DS RPGs. Unlike Pokemon, Digimon never settled into one single formula. That made the games inconsistent, but it also gave the franchise a unique identity. Bandai Namco's own Digimon game portal still categorizes modern entries around racing RPGs, tactics, and story-based games, just showing you how flexible the franchise has remained. Digimon also had an older card game history. The original Digital Monster card game was produced by Bandai, and it ran from 1999 to 2005. It belonged to the first wave of Digimon's popularity, alongside the anime and early video games. Outside of Japan, simplified or altered versions appeared, but the old card game never became a stable global rival to things like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Then, after years of Digimon being more associated with anime, games, toys, and nostalgia, Bandai relaunched the card game in 2020. The official Digimon card game site described it clearly. In 2020, a new Digimon card game is born. This was not just a reprint of the old game. It was a new system built around modern TCG design with Digivolutions, raising, security cards, and the memory gauge. The timing made sense. The original Digimon kids had grown up, TCGs were booming again. Bandai had also become much more serious about organized card games, with Digimon joining a wider Bandai card games lineup that includes titles like One Piece, Dragon Ball, Battle Spirits, Union Arena, and Gundam card game. Korea is a big part of that modern comeback. The Korean Digimon card game has its own official website, product, news, rules, events, and tournament information. That is what makes a Korean booster box interesting. It's not just Japanese cards translated into Korean. It represents Digimon's current life as a regional, organized, modern TCG. Korean boxes, Korean events, Korean card lists, and Korean players are all part of Bandai's larger attempt to keep Digimon alive as both nostalgia and an active card game. The box I'm opening today, the EXK-01 Classic Collection, connects those two sides perfectly. It uses classic Digimon imagery that reminds older fans of the original anime and the early card era, but it belongs to the modern Digimon card game system. In one product, you get the 1990s and a 2020s TCG revival. That is the story of Digimon in one box. A virtual pet from 1997, an anime icon from 1999, a scattered but very beloved game franchise, an old card game that disappeared, and a modern Bandai TCG that returned decades later. and now even with Korean language booster boxes on the shelf. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now let's listen to some music while we look at these unpackings.